Punk is musical freedom. It's saying, doing and playing what you want. In Webster's terms, Nirvana means freedom from pain, suffering in the external world, and that's pretty close to my definition of punk rock. If any of you in any way hate homosexuals, people of different color, or women, please do this one favor for us: leave us the F alone. Don't come to our shows and don't buy our records. Kids don't care about rock and roll as much as they used to, as the other generations have. It's already turned into nothing but a fashion statement and an identity for kids to use as a tool for them to fuck and have a social life. I like the comfort in knowing that women are generally superior and naturally less violent than men. I like the comfort in knowing that women are the only future in rock and roll. I definitely feel closer to the feminine side of the human being than I do the male, or the American idea of what a male is supposed to be. Just watch a beer commercial and you'll see what I mean. I really haven't had that exciting of a life. There are a lot of things I wish I would have done instead of just sitting around and complaining about having a boring life, so I pretty much like to make it up. I'd rather tell a story about somebody else. I'm a spokesman for myself. It just so happens that there's a bunch of people that are concerned with what I have to say. I find that frightening at times because I'm just as confused as most people. I don't have the answers for anything. I've never been a very prolific person, so when creativity flows, it flows. I find myself scribbling on little notepads and pieces of loose paper, which results in a very small portion of my writings to ever show up in true form. My songs have always been frustrating themes, relationships that I've had. And now that I'm in love, I expect it to be really happy, or at least there won't be half as much anger as there was. I thought I would try to be gay for a while, but I'm just more sexually attracted to women. But I'm really glad that I found a few gay friends, because it totally saved me from becoming a monk or something. I'm left-handed, and it's not very easy to find reasonably priced, high-quality left-handed guitars. But out of all the guitars in the whole world, the Fender Mustang is my favorite. I've only owned 2 of them. Throughout my life I've always been really close with girls and made friends with girls, and I've always been a really sickly feminine person anyhow, so I thought I was gay for a while because I didn't find any of the girls in my high school attractive at all. Every time I see documentaries or infomercials about little kids with cancer, I just freak out. It affects me on the highest emotional level. Anytime I think about it, it makes me sadder than anything I can think of. I decided that in order to become a big famous rock star, I would need to write my very own songs instead of wasting my time learning other people's music too much. It may act as an obstruction in developing your very own personal style. I have a daughter who reminds me too much of what I used to be, full of love and joy, kissing every person she meets because everyone is good and will do her no harm. And that terrifies me to the point where I can barely function. Words suck. I mean, everything has been said. I can't remember the last real interesting conversation I've had in a long time. Words aren't as important as the energy derived from music, especially live. I have met many minds able to store and translate a pregnantly large amount of information, yet they haven't an ounce of talent for wisdom or the appreciation of passion. If you die, you're completely happy and your soul somewhere lives on. I'm not afraid of dying. Total peace after death. Becoming someone else is the best hope I've got. I don't blame the average 17-year-old punk rock kid for calling me a sellout. I understand that. And maybe when they grow up a little bit, they'll realize there's more things to life than living out your rock and roll identity so righteously.